What's up? Welcome to Valley Vision. We are clearly not in Baton Rouge or Cards and Culture. We're at the Chicago AVP Open.
Yep.
Like we told you, we would be covering TKN. They took an L this morning. They'll fight for a spot in the semifinals tomorrow morning, and we'll be out here. But we figured we were going to get a Valley Vision in because LSU and FSU are playing tomorrow. It's a super hyped up game, lots of eyes on it, lots of pressure. I'm going to ask you, What do you think the keys to a win for LSU are going to be? And hear me out. I know, I think LSU is going to win, and I have heard it from you, from multiple people, like, you might be a little biased. I truly believe that they do come out on top because of the pieces they've put together, because of the fire that they have from losing last year's season opener. But what do you think the key, what is it going to come down to for LSU to take a win tomorrow?
Yeah, well, first I want to acknowledge that Florida State is an incredibly good team.
Mm-hmm.
This is no cakewalk. They return the most production of any team in the country, literally number one. So they're experienced, they're talented, they
got the chemistry thing going too.
A very legitimate top 10 team. I think the biggest key to this game is Harold Perkins being moved over to Mike linebacker. That, to me, that is, you're going to see a very similar to a Devin White type player.
Yeah. Which will be big considering Maason Smith is not playing, which is not ideal, but I think Harold Perkins is going to have a huge effect on how the defense takes on FSU tomorrow.
Yeah, and so what I'm looking for out of Harold Perkins, especially being in that Mike linebacker spot, right? At the Buck last year, he was all over the field because he's an incredible player, but he was disadvantaged because if he's on one side of the field, it makes it a lot harder to cover on the other side.
So being in the middle.
Right, so being at the Mike, I think it's going to allow him to be a true quarterback spy, similar to what you saw against Alabama with Bryce Young and against Arkansas in that game last year, where he just wreaked havoc on that backfield and the quarterback. So I think we're going to see a lot of that. And honestly, another key that I'm really interested to see is what Omar Spates out of Oregon State can do at that butt position that Harold Perkins was playing last year.
Okay, let's keep it with the defense. Okay. I am looking forward to seeing both of them. But the secondary, we've talked about it. I don't want to say it's been a question mark, but it has been a question mark because you're looking to see who is going to step up, who's going to lead the corners, the safeties, who is it going to be, what is that going to look like? We're going to find out tomorrow. But how do you think LSU's secondary matches up with Jordan Travis, excuse me.
Country singer.
I know, but.
No, look, here's the thing, right? Deuce Chestnut, Zay Alexander, two transfers, really great players. But we've seen the Deuce Chestnut, Johnny Wilson matchup. Whenever Deuce Chestnut was at Syracuse, they played each other every year. And honestly, Johnny Wilson kind of got the better of him. So I'm looking to see Deuce play with a chip on his shoulder. I'm looking for Zay Alexander to really lock down Keon Coleman, which is going to be a difficult task. Keon Coleman transferred to Florida State from Michigan State last year, but he didn't get nearly the production that he would have liked to see at Michigan State simply because of Peyton Thorne, who wasn't the best quarterback.
Right.
But look, they're a really talented wide receiver room, and this is going to be a big task for our defensive backfield. We need Greg Brooks and Major Burns to step up and have great days. Okay,
the big question here, not just the secondary, a lot of eyes on Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't quite ready last year's season opener. Remember, that was his first game with LSU, as well as Brian Kelly's first game with LSU. So I think you're going to see a little bit of a different kind of vibe tomorrow against FSU, but there are a lot of eyes on Jayden Daniels. Can he take that second-year step? You're looking for the confidence. I think you've said it. He's got the leadership. Yeah. But what are you looking for in him tomorrow to see that step taken?
So your question is the answer, right? You said can he take that step? The answer is absolutely yes. He's an amazingly talented player. He's got the second best Heisman odds right now. The question for me is not can he, it's will he.
Right.
Will he just make that decision to go out there and throw a ball that could be intercepted? You know what I mean? Put the ball, trust your receivers. Look, I've told you this off camera, but I think a good quarterback can find open receivers and get them the ball in space. I think a great quarterback can find single coverage and throw a receiver open. So that's what I want to see out of Jayden Daniels. I want to see him really trust his arm and not rely on the scramble. Okay.
Do you think you're going to see it tomorrow?
I really hope so. I think he's 100% capable of that. I just need the confidence between the ears to click.
Yep. Look, I'm excited. Again, this is kind of a lot of eyes on not just Jayden Daniels, but on LSU, on Brian Kelly. You had Kim Mulkey and Jay Johnson bring in those national championships. So now you've got a lot of pressure on LSU football to at least do something, get to that game. It starts tomorrow. Give me your prediction. How do you think this game ends? Give me a score prediction.
I think LSU scores somewhere in the mid-30s. I think we're going to really...
High scoring.
Now, look, Florida State's defense is really, really good. Jared Verse is one of the best defensive tackles in the country. He may be an edge player. They move him around. But he's one of the best defensive linemen in the country, and he's going to be a problem. So we need a big day. We need a big day on the offensive line. If we can get that, and if we can move the ball at will, it's going to be really hard for Florida State to win. That's another key. Keep an eye on that. But no, look, at the end of the day, I really do think we score somewhere in the mid-30s. I like 35-24 Tigers.
All right, you heard it. If it's right, we'll clip it. If it's right, you know where to come to find your bets. We're going to head out of here because my knees are sweating. I know you're sweating. We're getting sunburned. It's time to go. But we will continue to have coverage of the AVP tournament. Keep you updated on everything going on with TKN, so make sure to look at our Instagram for that. We appreciate y'all for watching. We'll see y'all soon. That game is tomorrow. Go Tigers.